Here's the weekly seedling update. Today is 2/8. Oop, kitty cat. This is Nick's. Alright, squeaky boot. In the back, the lavender foxglove is looking really good. Probably need to start getting these guys out. It's sleeting today, so that will not be happening. These were all started 2 days after Christmas. Eucalyptus here is looking really good. And the pink didge, I've been using a really weak fertilizer, probably once a week. This is the ageratum. I actually moved the eucalyptus that was in there. It was starting to get shaded out, and put him in his own little pot, and he is quite happy. And on the end we have the Roseanne Brown Lisianthus. These guys are starting to put on some size, so I'm pleased about that. And it looks like we have one on the end here that might not be surviving. But overall, this tray doesn't look bad. Here's the tray with the really old pansy seeds, which are putting on some good growth. I actually dumped the rest of the seeds I had into another container that I will show you guys in a minute. The Rudbeckia is doing really well. These guys will also start probably needing to get hardened off soon to get ready to be moved out in a few weeks. Larkspur, still have just that one kind of like the little stragglers back there. And then the Delphinium, putting on some nice size. Looks like I let someone get a little too dry. It happens. But this tray looks pretty good. I did move the strawberries into a tiny like Ziploc container and put them outside to see, hey, if the, what is that called? Winter sowing would kind of help with that at all. So we'll see. We'll have to check on those. This is that tray. This is that other pansy tray I was talking about. I poured probably 50, 60 seeds in here. This is all that's come up. They're still germinating. They are about 2 weeks old. So we'll pluck these out as they start to pop up. Here's the tray with the artichokes in that I probably need to pot up into like some 6-cell trays and start getting them hardened off. As we had talked about before, these guys need some time outside with 40-degree weather to actually put on artichoke heads. Have the dill and the parsley doing well. Here's an arugula that I never actually potted up because I ran out of room that day, and it's going to seed. Absolutely nothing happening in the thyme tray. I actually did reseed these. Basil's doing really well. Still a little too small to pop out and pot up. The bunching onions are happy, along with the fennel down here on the very end, and the lemongrass starts that we have here are all doing well. This is one of the 2 trays that I separated that had all of our brassicas in them. Just posted that video a couple days ago. They're already starting to size up a bit. We got the Brussels sprouts down here on this end, the cabbages right here in the center, the Chinese, the red or the purple Chinese cabbages in this tray, the green Chinese cabbages in the other tray. Got 3 rows of broccoli here. And then, what is this? Oh, the white and the purple cauliflower. Everyone's looking pretty good, getting sizing up. I bottom water in these Bootstrap Farmer trays. I actually really enjoy these shallow trays because I can use any like seed tray that I want to use in these shallow trays, but sometimes I have some of these like bigger black trays that I got from the Greenhouse Superstore online, which is fantastic. They have great prices. These are really hardy. I love these, but I don't really use these for the bottom watering because a lot of these trays won't sit down in them. These ones do. I love these not bootstrap. This is also from the Greenhouse Superstore. This is a 72. It sits down inside this black tray. But I just enjoy it. It's a lot easier to water in these. I don't have to lift the trays up too much. This is a tray of everything else that we separated from that first tray we just talked about. We have purple cauliflower here on the end, the white cauliflower. You can see the cats volunteered to chew on the tags. We have Brussels sprouts and broccoli in these first two little holes. And then we have the Chinese cabbage in these last four. 6 of those did not make it. We just have 4. This center is the Ragged Jack kale here. Looking happy. And then I did start a 20 plug of some Salanova butterhead lettuce. So I popped those up out of the tiny 20 cell seed blocks and put them in here so that they can size up a little bit. Here are the lettuce and arugula. This is romaine lettuce. I believe it's the Sparks from Johnny's. So it's pretty heat tolerant, so it's good for me to actually grow inside during the winter because this grow room sits between 70 and 75 degrees and it doesn't bolt in here for that. This is the arugula. I've been picking off the arugula. I'll probably actually be able to start picking off of this romaine probably within this next week. But these guys all look really great and they're sizing up. Here are the shallots and the leeks. They have just gotten a haircut. Probably cut them down by half at least. You can see they look pretty good. Still give them their little touches to make sure that they're getting nice and strong. So these guys are now an entire month old. They were started on the 4th of January. And they look pretty good. Here are my bulbing onions. On the left I have my red bulbing and my sweet yellow, or yeah, I think they're yellow onions technically. Also just got their hair trimmed. These guys look really great. Started the same day as the other onion family. So they're about a month old. This tray is all cool flowers. This down here is my 2 types of calendula, the orange flash and playtime mix. These guys all look really good and happy. This is echinacea tag. Move down. I think that I actually only have 1 that came up. I know that looks like there's 2, but this actually looks more like a snapdragon than it does echinacea. It looks like we only have 1 so far. I think echinacea can take a while to actually germinate, so I probably should have put them in their own tray, but I've been tops misting these guys with my mister. These 3 blocks are all different kinds of snapdragons. This back here is Crispedia. Lisa Mason Ziegler calls it the Billy Balls. That's the stuff on the left, and then stuff on the right is a pink daisy. These 2 are yarrow. We have, from left to right, we have a red mix. The Colorado did not come up at all, so this is probably old seed. Pastels mix and a double white mix. The only seeds I have that are new this year that I haven't kept is these ones, the reds. As you can see, have the best germination. The rest of these seeds are probably 2 or 3 years old. I probably could have double seeded, but it's okay. And down here we have status. We have from left to right, a pastel mix, Johnny's formula mix, we have a silver status, and an apricot status. And all had pretty decent germination. These were started on 1/27, so these guys are actually all 2 weeks old. These two little trays, let's see here. So I saved some of the floret flower heads that I had from last year. I've just been trying to see if they're gonna germinate. No activity yet. These were all started on 2/1. And then I restarted some more herbs. This is oregano in this first row right here. So far, it's only, what is that? 3. We have 2, 3. We have 4. This is a thyme. It's actually from over here on this side. The middle row is a thyme, and then marjoram. So that thyme seed isn't bad. It just must have not been happy in that other cell tray, or I took the lid off too soon. Marjoram all looks fantastic. And then this last row, I didn't have any more herbs that I wanted to start, so I put in 4 more of those butterhead lettuces, and so far 2 have come up. And then this tray, I only started, where's the date? 2/7. So today's 2/8. Literally yesterday. And the, I think this is called Spike Globe Amaranth. Already you can see that it's sprouting. I might need to move that seed. I wasn't sure which end the seed came out of, and you can see these guys are popping up kind of upside down, so I'm probably gonna have to help put those back in. Some pretty big seeds. This row is some Nigella. I know that it does better with direct sowing. I just wanted to see how it would do. Had an open spot, so I did some snapdragons in this entire block, and then 1 row of snapdragons over here. These are the poppies that I moved into that separate container. They're very happy. They're also on that same fertilizing schedule. Let's see here. So this is the chicks and hens, and then this one must be the giant head poppy. I really do need to start getting these guys outside to start hardening off. I'm sure their roots are all getting tangled, but so far they're happy. In this little Ziploc container, I have celery. This is probably way too much celery, so I'll be giving these out to friends. Decent germination, and this is also that one lemongrass that got spilled over there from that other tray. But everyone, there's some activity in every single cell. No true leaves just yet. So in this tray is some pre-spouting ranunculus. I know I put a date on one of these. I just don't know which one of these tags I did. Is it this one? I know I started these on, I believe it was the 1st. Maybe I didn't write a date on here. But I'm 90% sure I started these on the 1st of February. So they're about a week old. Soak them in some water for the ranunculus for about 4 hours. And then the anemones on this side, I soaked them for, it was recommended 8. This first batch is a salmon. We have a white, a cream that actually looks more like a butter yellow, like really light. This is just a mix. This is called anemones. I got 2 kinds, Rarity and Panda. I split each of the sections with these tags that you can't really see, but they're buried in here, and they're between like each of these little sections. But you can see that they're starting to pop up. I'm gonna leave the humidity dome on these for probably at least a few more days. There's like a little root coming up here. Is this one upside down? Oh, it sure looks like it is. Where is this one? Oh, no, it's not upside down. But you can see that we're having 2 new shoots come up and everything looks happy and healthy. We got a whole bunch of roots. So we'll pop this back down in there and get her covered back up. So pre-sprout, you don't have to pre-sprout ranunculus or anemones, but it will give you earlier blooms. I'm kind of hoping that I can get some blooms for Mother's Day. We'll see. I will keep you guys updated on this. This tray here is some of the pre-sprouting ginger that we started maybe it was the middle of January. So it's probably been maybe 3 weeks. I did just check on them, I want to say about a week ago. I hadn't really seen any like any super growth or roots, but you can see that they are starting to wake up. They're starting to get these little tips that are going to become these eyes that are going to shoot up the new growth. So there's no rotting and happening down in there. So that makes me happy. So I'm just going to push this guy back in there. But otherwise, nobody has sprouted up. There's no green growth in this tray. So everything's still just happening underneath. This is why I pre-sprout ginger for the garden, because it just takes so long for it to really kind of get up and going. Last but not least on this update is going to be, move this lime tree out of the way, the cucumber update. You can see they are making their way up their strings. They got the little tendrils coming out. I have been separating them when they are trying to crowd onto somebody else's string. But we do have underneath here some tiny cucumbers that are starting. So they've been blooming. I have not hand pollinated because I wanted to make sure that I could show you guys that you do not need pollination to get cucumbers on what they consider these greenhouse cucumbers. But as you can see, it is loaded up with little flowers. And setting a bunch of little baby fruits. So I will keep you guys posted. Again, this was the quick snack variety from Johnny's Seeds. So I'm hoping that I can have some cucumbers to have with the lettuce that we're growing inside in, I'm hoping, a week or so. But they're doing really well. They're happy. I bottom water here, try to prevent fungus gnats. I do have some sticky tape and the BT that I water with weekly. But otherwise, that would be the final update, and I will give you guys another seedling update in 1 week. Till then.